morning. It is September 27th, I think.
Yes, it is.
All right. It's a Thursday morning. Good morning to you there. This is WGTV Today. I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kim Best. Thank you for joining us this Thursday morning.
I left my calendar home. I have no idea what day it is.
It is a Thursday all day long, and the fair opens today.
Woohoo! All right. 4 o'clock this afternoon, the gates open. Admission for adults is $6, K through 12, $3. And if you're under K, you get in absolutely free of charge.
And K stands for kindergarten.
Oh, yeah? Oh, okay. That makes sense. I thought it stood for, like, kids.
Nope, kindergarten.
Okay. All right. There you go. Coming up on today's program, we've got a full day for you. We'll be talking with LATERRIE Ward. LATERRIE with the city of Goldsboro. You talked with her, right?
I did. She is the department head for the community affairs.
Right.
And you will be surprised by all the programs and all the events that that particular department sponsors and runs throughout the year. And LATERRIE has been with the city for a very long time, very dedicated employee, been there 27 years with the city of Goldsboro and still loving it. Going
27
strong.
years?
Seriously, 27 years.
She must have started when she was like 4 or 5 years of age.
She may have, but she's still going strong and loving it, and she just has so many programs that she's going to tell us about. I'm excited for everybody to hear that today.
Fantastic. We also will hear from wages. We have Dr. Marley Ray in the studio with us, and we'll be hearing the first of 2 reports from her. That's a little later on this morning. Also today, we'll hear from Whitney JANSTA. With
from the Partnership for Children.
Exactly.
Yes.
You know something about that organization.
A little bit. I certainly do.
Okay. And Wayne County IT Director, that's Information Technology Director, Stephen Cross. He's the guy that keeps all the computers. He's head of the department that keeps the computers going in.
For the whole county.
For the whole county. That's right. He'll be with us as well a little later on this morning.
Great. Sounds like we got a good lineup.
Yeah, we're going to tell you about what's going on at the fair, tell you, look at today's almanac, that and a whole lot more coming up here on WGTV Today. Right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so.
Well, I did want to remind everyone when the city council meetings are.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Goldsboro City Council meetings are the first and the third Monday of every month. We have a work session that begins at 5 p.m., and that is in the large conference room in the City Hall Annex.
Okay.
Then following that, at 7 p.m., we hold the City Council meetings in the council chambers in Historic City Hall. Historic City Hall. And that is actually filmed, so if you're not able to make the meetings live, then you can watch them on our Vimeo channel, the city's YouTube channel, and we have a link straight from our website, which is goldsboronc.gov.
Okay.
So you can do it. How about the county?
Well, I'm glad you asked. The county meets, the county commissioners meet the first and third Tuesday of each month in commission chambers on the 4th floor of the Wayne County Courthouse. Briefing begins at 8 o'clock. You're invited to attend. You're also invited to attend the formal meeting, which begins at 9 o'clock. So it's important that you know what's going on in the county, and it's important enough for you to attend. If you can attend 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock, respectively, the briefing and the meeting. And if you cannot attend, well, you can catch it on YouTube. Just simply go to waynegov.com and click on the link that takes you to YouTube. It's right there on our website, waynegov.com. Takes you up to the meetings as well as repeats of this program. And why anyone would want to see that, I have no idea, but it's there.
They want to hear what's going on in our community, Wayne.
Yes, there you go.
And that's what they're going to hear on our show.
And can you get to the city council meeting on YouTube as well?
Absolutely.
How do you do that?
You can go to the city's website, and there's a link there, or you can actually just pull up YouTube and just Google, or in the search bar, you can say City of Goldsboro.
You Google?
You can. But on the search bar, you can put City of Goldsboro, and we'll have different playlists that has all of the city's videos from the different events that we film, and all the fun things throughout the year, and all of our departmentalized videos as well. Everything is there.
Very good. All right, we're on our way to a full day. Let's hear now from, you talked to LATERRIE Ward earlier. All right, we're going to have
Let's hear what she's got to say. Good morning and welcome to WGTV Today. I'm Kim Best, your host. With me this morning is LATERRIE Ward, Director of Community Affairs with the City of Goldsboro. Good morning, LATERRIE.
Good morning.
Glad to have you on the show this morning.
I'm glad to be here.
Well, you have been with the city for a long time as Director of Community Affairs. Tell me a little bit about that.
I've been here really about 27 years with the city, and I've enjoyed every moment of it.
Well, that's true dedication and loving your job, isn't it?
Oh, yes, and the staff does help as well.
Yeah, that makes for a great working environment.
It does.
It does. Well, tell me about community affairs, what it is, what your mission statement is, and how the programs that you direct, how they influence and are directed by the community.
Okay, well, our mission is to promote equality and understanding for our services that we provide to the citizens, as well as we review and investigate complaints for the city in housing, employment, education, recreation, and any public accommodations.
Wow. That's a long list.
Yes, but that doesn't include the actual programs that we operate as well.
Well, tell us about the programs. What are some of those?
Some of the programs are, we start out with our Diversity Day, that being one, and we just finished completing that day.
That was a nice event.
It was absolutely nice. And that was whereas the mayor here from the city and the chairman of the county commissioners and the base commander signed a proclamation proclaiming September as Diversity Day.
Okay, or is it a day or is it the whole month?
It was the actual day
Just
that
a
we were
day.
doing
Okay.
because the governor asked that we do something on a special day to recognize that. And this
Do they
was
do
our
this
second
across the
annual.
state?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, great. Well, what other programs do you have?
One major program we have is the Mayor's Youth Council, and
That's a fantastic program.
they've just started back up, and we have somewhere in the neighborhood of about 85 students from 10 different high schools.
So you have representatives from 10 different high schools that come together. Do they have a certain date and time, and do they have certain jobs they do?
Yes, they meet every first and third Wednesday night up in the city council chambers, and they actually have their own agenda, and they actually have projects somewhere in the neighborhood, 18 or 19 projects they do a year.
So not only are they learning how to do formalities and how to work as a team, they're actually doing community service.
Exactly, and they're only one of 27 in the state that is actually under city government. Most of the other councils are under recreation and parks.
Oh, really?
Yes, they're considered a leadership group as opposed to a recreational type.
Okay, okay. So do these children, so they come from the different public schools?
Yes.
Are they public and private or just public?
They're actually public and private.
Okay, so we have representatives from public and private schools.
Yes.
They come together and have meetings. They have community service projects. They do things within our community. I'm sure lots of activities here with the city and with other organizations as well.
Yes, and they are a part of the state.
Okay.
The state has 27 actual chartered youth councils across the state, whereas they meet across the state 4 times a year.
Oh my goodness.
So they get a chance to travel.
Well, do they have the opportunity to hold leadership titles and leadership roles within the state?
Yes, they do. As a matter of fact, the state youth council chairperson is on the mayor's youth council, and that's Andre Elliott, who that's a great asset for us because he is a great student.
Okay, and that's one of our local?
That's one of our local students.
Well, how about that? So we have state representatives.
Yes, and that also means that he get a chance to have his fees paid by the state whenever we travel to a meeting.
Oh, that's nice. Do these children have the opportunity to apply for scholarships through this?
Oh, yes, they do. We do raise money for scholarships in our gift wrapping and our actual Easter baskets. Those are 2 major fundraisers we have. So if you're out at the mall at Christmas, please come out.
So that's the youth council that's
the
out
youth
there
council.
wrapping gifts for everyone.
Yes,
okay.
at least 2 weeks into Christmas, and it's a long line, so please come out and give us a donation.
Okay, so the money they raise goes for scholarships for that particular group.
Yes, it does.
Well,
and we
that's
usually
wonderful.
give away somewhere in the neighborhood about $2,000 worth of scholarships a year.
Oh, wow. That's wonderful. Well, what other programs do you have other than the Mayor's Youth Council?
We have One Harvest, which is a food program. People probably used to remember we had Angel Food,
Yep,
and then
I remember that.
Then we also had a program called I
Can't
cannot
remember.
which
Well, One
that
Harvest
was.
is the program now,
But
right?
it is a program now, and pretty much as people can come in for a low cost and purchase a package of food, and that's once a month, and we
Okay.
distribute it out of Herman Park Center.
Are there requirements for people that they have to meet before they can be a part of this program?
Yes, it is one all of us can definitely attest to. If you eat, you qualify.
Oh my goodness. Okay, how can people find out more about this program?
They can either go to our website
Okay.
or call the Community Affairs Office, which is the 580-4359 number, or actually come down to the Historic City Hall. That's where they would actually pay for the purchase of the meals.
Okay, so the meals, they do cost.
Yes.
There is a fee attached with them, but it's a whole meal?
It is a whole meal, and they also provide a $1 contribution to our water bill assistance program.
Oh, so every meal sold gives $1 back to our water bill assistance program.
That is correct. And that's a partnership that we have with Department of Social Services to assist people with their water bills.
Wow, well, LATERRIE, it sounds like you have all kinds of programs that you oversee, and they really are seem to be very strong within our community, all the programs that you offer.
They are, and just let me also tell you about, we have the Mayor's Committee for Persons with Disabilities, which also have a luncheon, and that's usually held in October.
Okay.
And we also have, they also put on a walk, which is the Hal K. Plunk walk that we have each May.
May. I was going to ask when you usually hold that. And where do you all have your walk, or where do you begin the walk?
Usually at the Presbyterian Church on John Street.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. And how long do you all walk?
Well, it's about 4 blocks.
Okay.
Because we have somewhere in the neighborhood of about 300 people come
out from a group.
Oh, absolutely. And usually a band, one of the high school bands, actually start us off, and they like that.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, anytime we can involve our community members, and especially our students.
Oh, yes.
That's great. Yes. Okay, so we've talked about several of your programs. Are we leaving any of them out?
I'm sure we do, because we also do a fair housing program.
That's what I thought.
Fair housing is one that we make sure that the residents can come in and find out about tenant laws as well as landlord laws, what the responsibilities are as a tenant and landlord, and updates for HUD.
Okay. So they can find that information on the website, but they can also come into your office in the Historic City Hall and meet with you one-on-one and get that information.
Exactly, and that's held every April.
Okay, so you have workshops?
Yes, we do.
Okay, you have workshops in April. And they can find that information, I know, on our website, but also on the city's Facebook page.
Oh, yes.
We post all of this information, for whether it's One Harvest, activities from the Mayor's Youth Council, whether it's updates about HUD, whatever it may be, we put all that information on the website under Community Affairs, but also on the city's Facebook page.
And we ask that everybody please utilize those services too.
They're here. That's what they're here for, is for people to utilize them. Well, LaTerRie, thank you so much.
No problem.
You continue to just amaze me with all the responsibilities that you have and your dedication to your job and to this community. So thank you so much for what you do.
Thank you for asking me to come.
Absolutely. And here we are again on WGTV Today.
And we are back on WGTV Today. Thank you for being with us. It is a Thursday morning.
It is Thursday all day long.
Can't believe the week has gone by so quickly. In fact, the whole year has just scooted right on by.
That's right. It's fall. We have beautiful weather, so we can be very happy.
What was that?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Yeah, it is beautiful out there. I'm telling you, what a great time of year it is. And of course, this is an election year. If you haven't heard about that, well, I bet you have. But coming up, the Board of Elections, if you have any questions at all about voting, about how, where, when, or whatever, you can go to the Wayne County website. That's waynegov.com/BOE. That's the Board of Elections. And from that page, you can garner all sorts of information, including when to vote, where you need to be voting, and you can even put in your address. There's a site in which you can put in your address, a link. You put in your address, and it'll tell you where you're supposed to vote, your precinct.
Oh, that's nice.
It is. It really is. That's a. In fact, if you don't know whether you're registered to vote or not, you can go to a link from the Board of Elections. There's a link that you go to that shows you. You put in a little information, and it shows you whether you're even registered to vote or not. But one-stop voting begins on October 18th. That's a one-stop early voting on the 18th, absentee voting as well. So
and the general election is?
The general election is November 6th. That's a Tuesday. But now early voting will end on November 3rd. November 3rd. So if you vote early, you'll need to know where to go. We'll have that information for you a little later on about where to go, because you may not be going to the same place you normally vote.
Right.
Early voting is a little different. So if you wait until November 6th, the general election, you will go to your polling place. All right?
That's right.
And if you have any questions about that, 731-1411.
That's Board of Elections?
Board of Elections number is 919-731-1411.
Very good.
Very good. Very good.
And you know what? If you want to stay up to date with what's going on in the city, we have given you so many options, just like you all have in the county. Let me tell you, Wayne.
I'm glad you said that. Tell me about that.
Well, you know, both the city and the county both have a website, which is filled with information about what's going on, all of our departments. It explains everything. Anything that's updated, we both have headlines. So anything that's really current, that's going to be right on the home page. Right. But we also both, to stay visible and to stay connected with everyone of all different ages, we also, both the city and the county, have Facebook pages. You can like the Facebook page, and that is a place where we keep detailed daily information on those pages for you to see on a regular basis, from events to activities, whatever's going on in the city or the county. The Facebook page is definitely the place to go on a regular basis. We also offer the YouTube channels where you can see the videos, both city and county, including this show. And we also have Twitter. The City of Goldsboro has Twitter, so if you would like to follow us on Twitter, you know, they're just quick little headlines throughout the day that can tell you what's going on. So we've given you lots of options of places and ways that you can stay connected with both the city and the county.
That's exactly right. So you can go to waynegov.com for county information.
Or Goldsboro NC for city information.
There you go. There you go. All right. Let's see what we have. Oh, yeah, you were talking about Twitter. We Twitter as well.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, we have a Twitter site as well.
All right,
and we also have a Facebook page, as you mentioned.
That's right.
And you can go to those links on the waynegov.com website as well.
That's right.
But the proper terminology is, if you use Twitter, is that you tweet.
Yes. We have a Twitter account, but if once you start the little headlines, they're called you are tweeting. It is a tweet.
And I mistakenly referred to it as twitting.
Ooh, no, that doesn't work.
No, that doesn't work. See, you know, a twit.
No, that doesn't work either.
No, that doesn't work. That's a baby goldfish. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
I know. I just found that out. It's
in your mistake of calling Twitter and tweets.
Yeah, I looked it up. It's a baby goldfish.
Well, we're trying to make sure that we have information and access for all different ages and all different genres. So that's why we are providing so many different communication needs.
That's exactly right. So the
Communication
next time you're
avenues.
working a crossword puzzle and it says
That's right.
not a twit.
It is a tweet.
It's a tweet.
That's
All
right.
right, there you go. Okay, let's see who's coming up next.
Who's coming up next, I do believe, is Wages, Dr. Marley Ray.
Oh, yes, Dr. Ray.
You must have talked with her earlier in the week.
I talked with her earlier in the week. You will enjoy this.
Great.
WGTV Today. Today we're talking with Dr. Marley Ray of Wages, Wayne Action Group for Economic Solvency. Is that right?
That's correct.
What in the world does that mean?
Well, Wayne, Wages is a community action agency.
Right.
And what that means is in the early 60s, mid-60s, groups pulled together in each community to develop programs specific to that community need. One of the things that becomes an issue for agencies, community action agencies like Wages, is each community then named their group. So that's why Wages is in Wayne County and in no other county. But there are community action agencies in 36 different counties or clusters of counties.
Similar to Wages.
Similar, do the same kinds of things, same kinds of programs, but they may have a different name.
Well, I'll tell you, you do so much over there. I won't even begin, but how many different groups fall under that umbrella?
We do a lot of different grant programs, and we work with the very youngest to the very oldest. We have about 12 to 13 different programs. Most are grant funded in some form or fashion, maybe supplemented with local funding or county funding for some, United Way funding for some, but mostly grant funding. And those programs range from Head Start and Early Head Start, which work with the young children. First Steps is another program that works with the young children, all the way to foster grandparents and senior companions, which work with our oldest populations.
I see.
And of course, then we have weatherization and Meals on Wheels and the nutrition program and a fatherhood grant, and you just keep going.
Grant and everything. There's just so many things you do out there. How long has Wages been around here in Wayne County?
It started in 1964.
Wow.
So it's been around a good while. Brian Sutton was the executive director for over 40 years.
Did a wonderful job.
He did a wonderful job and established a really strong network that we've been able to sustain. And even in hard economic times, which we all are in and know can make it difficult to do these kinds of programs sometimes, but there's such strength in this community to work together, to pull together, to support each other. So.
And you have been the director since
I came
04.
in 2008.
8, I knew that. In 08, you became director.
But my high time flies.
I'm telling you.
Seems like just yesterday.
I know. So in all those agencies, you mentioned several of them, the Meals on Wheels and some of the others. And in fact, we could do a program on, in fact, each agency, and probably will at some point.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
Each one of these programs are so strong. The Meals on Wheels and Nutrition Program, for instance, we collaborate with the county and provide the congregate meals. We're very excited about the new senior center because we'll be delivering meals there and serving the congregate meals there, and we just believe it's going to have a great boost and a lot going on there, and so that will help our program as well.
You know, the Meals on Wheels is so important to the Wayne County community because these are volunteers that take meals out to people who might otherwise not have anything to eat, and may otherwise not even see a person for days sometimes.
Yeah, these folks are homebound.
Yeah.
And so, as we like to say, and Brownie Doss is the coordinator of that program, says it's a meal and more. It's not just delivering that hot meal; it's that social contact. And if we don't get somebody, we will call and find them, and we'll work with them. So, if particularly people who have elderly parents and they live out of town, it's just a nice comfort to know that somebody is going to check on them. And it can be very rewarding, and you're always looking for volunteers. We are always looking for volunteers.
Always.
We need volunteers all the time, and the telephone number at Wages is 919-734-1178. So we'll take telephone calls, we'll take volunteers. We're also on Volunteer Wayne as a website to take volunteers. We deliver, our kitchen actually fixes our food service program, about 1,200 meals a day.
Wow.
That includes, I know, that includes our
1,200, that's over a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a bunch.
That's a lot for a tiny little miracle kitchen, and they do a fantastic job.
Oh my goodness.
But they serve all the Head Start children and early Head Start children, all the parents and teachers in that program. We also do meals for Wayne Community College's child care program. And then we do all the congregate meals. There's a congregate site, as you know, here in downtown Goldsboro, moving out to the new senior center. And there's a great senior center in Mount Olive that's very active and has a large congregate group coming there. And then the Meals on Wheels. So all of that together. Now the volunteers we need for Meals on Wheels, and we do about 350 people a day on Meals on Wheels.
Wow. And the volunteers you seek are not asked or required to work every single day.
They can come based on their schedule. They come usually around 10:30. They're finished well before 12. They can do one day a week. They could do one day a month. They could. We have civic groups, church groups, and we have individuals. We count on our military a lot. They are great partners and really support that program.
That's wonderful. Yes, Meals on Wheels is so important, as are all the programs there at Wages. And there's so much more to talk about, but we're out of time. We could go on and on.
We could go on. Don't ask me to go on.
We're not going to go on. We're going to have to ask you to come back if
I'd
you
love
would
to.
be. Oh, that's wonderful. Love to have you back in here. Dr. Marley Ray, the Executive Director of Wages on Royal Avenue. If anyone has a question, or if you want to volunteer a day, or work for a week, or work for a month, or work for whenever you would so choose to work, the number is 919-734-1178.
That's correct.
Hey.
And we're also on Volunteer Wayne. So you can find us.
Wow, okay. You sure make it easy.
We love being community partners.
Well, you're a great community partner. We appreciate you being with us.
Thank you, Wayne.
I'm Wayne Alley for WGTV. We're back on WGTV today. It is a Thursday morning, the 27th of September.
It is. Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us.
Hello. What beautiful weather we have.
That's right. Yeah. Today's the first day of the fair. Great weather.
Yes.
Perfect time to go out and check out the first day of the fair and see what's going on.
Yeah, and as we've told you, the gates open at 4 o'clock this afternoon.
We'll be out there Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah.
interviewing people walking around, having a good time.
Yeah, eating food. Oh
right.
boy. The Pre-K Club is a club that's set up at the Wayne County Public Library every Wednesday and Thursday morning at 10:30 for preschoolers from 3 to 5 years of age. They come in for stories and songs and games and crafts. It's an activity-filled hour introducing your child to the concept of language, and it will prepare them for the world of books.
This is at the public library on Ash Street.
Yeah, Wayne County Public Library.
Pre-K club. They have their own club.
Pre-K.
They're really
yeah.
doing a lot of different activities, though, trying to start children as young as, I believe it's like 18 months with the Baby and Me program and all the various ones
Yeah,
they have. Different
yeah.
little programs focused on certain age groups, so that way you can do age-appropriate activities and really engage the children and
Yeah.
their parents
Yeah.
into different programs and expose them to the public library.
And
Great idea.
it is a great idea. Saturday story time, the second and fourth Saturday of every month at 10 o'clock at the Wayne County Library. The Children's Department on the second and fourth Saturday of every month will have story time. It's a program open to families with children of all ages, featuring stories and songs and activities and costumed characters.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Oh, yeah.
They always enjoy that.
Yes, costumed characters. Also, at Steele Memorial Library in
Oh,
Mount
Mount
Olive,
Olive.
they've got the preschool story time at Steele. That's in Mount Olive, and that begins tomorrow,
Does it?
Friday,
Okay.
tomorrow at 10 a.m.
So for about an hour, 10 to 11?
Yeah, for about an hour, children will enjoy stories and arts and crafts and a whole lot of fun.
Oh, I'm sure they'll have lots of activities.
That's at Steele Memorial Library there in downtown Mount Olive.
Right, and they're building a new library.
Oh, that's so exciting.
It is so exciting. Which Steele Memorial Library is such a nice historic
It really
library.
is.
But they're going to have a fine facility open to numerous different communities that surround Mount Olive to be able
Yeah.
to come and enjoy the nice new library that's being built.
That is going to be nice. You know, that
It
was
is.
in the old Belk store.
Exactly. It
which
was
be-
Belks and then Profits. It's been all kinds of
Peebles
things.
and Profits and a whole
Peebles
bunch
and-
of
yeah.
stuff there. Anyway, finally, it's going to be a library.
It is.
And it's going to be a lot of. It's going to be really, really nice too.
It is. It'll be a great facility.
Coming up on the 25th of October will be the spring bulb planting workshop, planting spring bulbs. You plant them in the fall so that in the springtime they just burst wide open with lots of color and everything there. If you enjoy gardening, if you're a veteran gardener, or if you have never gardened and you want to learn how, or you just don't know where to start, that is just great. There's going to be a great mixture of people who have a lot of knowledge and people who have no idea what's going on at this workshop, and it's coming up on the 25th, and it's 2 sessions, one at noon and one at 6 p.m. on the 25th, and this takes place at the Cooperative Extension Service near the intersection of South George and Chestnut Street, downtown Goldsboro.
Right, and I believe Jessica will be teaching those.
Jessica's going to be teaching those classes. She
That's
is.
right.
Yeah.
We're glad to have her back in Wayne County.
I'm telling you, that's nice, really nice. And we're going to be hearing from Jessica quite a bit here. We will have a regular series of a gardening series or a growing series, not just gardening, but growing, how to take care of your yard and your
Right.
lawn. And, you know, people think, well, you know, gardening, you only do gardening in the summertime. Well, no, you don't. You actually take care of your lawn and your garden, or you should anyway, year-round.
Right.
There's always something to do, whether it's pruning or cutting back or planting bulbs or whatever. There's something to do all the time.
Well, my husband is my gardener.
Is he really?
He loves that stuff.
Is
he
that
does. He's a
right?
garden person, and just a yard overall. He just
Yeah.
really has a green thumb and is great at just looking and having a vision of what would look good in
Yeah.
different places. And oh yeah,
Well, you know, you do it long enough, and after a while, you actually become talented at that sort of thing. You actually get an eye for that sort of
that's
thing.
right.
And,
He's done that. I have not. I just stand there and think, what a good job
yes.
you've done.
All right. Well, that's,
Yeah, give him those pats
for
on the back.
him. Way to go.
That's right. Hey, way to
Yeah.
go, Michael.
yeah, way to go, Michael. All right.
You know, October is Fire Prevention Month. That's coming up. I couldn't spit the words out this morning.
Is it really?
It really is.
All
You know,
right.
every year we really focus on that, on how to prevent
Yeah.
fire and how to educate children at a very early age on the stop, drop, and roll and
Oh, yeah.
techniques. And also, you know, we really talk with them heavily about don't play with matches and all the different safety precautions. And you'll see your fire departments going into the local schools and talking with the children from a young age all the way up and really giving them the tools to take home and revisit that with their parents.
Yeah.
Fire Prevention Month, October, all month long.
You know, it's kind of sad to see someone who loses their home to fire.
It can happen in a matter of minutes.
Just indeed, and it's happened here recently in Wayne County. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe the most common cause of house fires is unattended cooking.
It is, absolutely. The
turn
Red
away-
Cross told us
yeah.
that recently, Chuck Waller.
That's right. Chuck Waller told us that, where you just turn away for a split second.
That's right.
And all of a
It was
sudden,
a large percentage
Yeah.
of house fires,
Yeah.
mainly from just walking away from your stove.
that's right. So don't do that.
That's exactly right.
That's exactly right.
And Wayne, the Really Chilly Cook-Off is coming up soon.
Speaking
that
of-
is the name.
Speaking of cooking,
That's right.
All right, the
Really,
Really Chilly.
Chilly Cook-Off.
Really Chilly
And that
Cook-Off.
is October the 27th.
okay.
And if you think you have the best chili recipe in town, then you need to come out and compete against all the other people in our community.
Oh boy.
And let us taste your chili and see whose is the best. And all the proceeds will go to the Community Soup Kitchen, which is a great organization, and they really help our community and provide many meals for those in our
indeed they do.
community.
That's a
They
wonderful-
do. So that's the
wonderful
Really
organization.
Chilly Cook-Off, October the 27th. Come out and you get a booth at the Chili Cook-Off and decorate your booth and make it appealing so we want to come over and try your chili.
Sounds like a winner to me.
That's right.
I'm excited about that, looking forward to it. You know, I like to dig up stories from around the world about people who are not very, well, they're not the sharpest light bulbs in the drawer, or whatever how you say it.
You keep your light bulbs in a drawer?
Well, whatever. Anyway, I've got a couple of stories here. One out of Brazil where a prisoner who was locked up in the prison there at Sao Paulo prison tried to escape. And he did it by dressing up as a woman. Now, he planned this thing out.
Now, if he's in jail, how did he get these clothes?
I don't know. But he may have, I don't know. But anyway, he did. He
Go
dressed
figure.
up as a woman, head to toe, wearing heels. And see, that's what done him in, if I may speak loosely. He dressed as a woman. He was caught because he couldn't walk in high heels. The guards, here's what tipped the guards off. The guards said the man looked like a beautiful woman, but he waddled like a duck. Couldn't walk in heels. You wear heels?
Well, yes, absolutely.
Oh, boy. I don't.
Well, I would hope not.
No. Also, that was in '03. And on this day in '06, did you ever walk by a piano and just kind of hit the keys on a piano? I think everybody's done that. Well, that's what this guy did. After he broke into a house, a burglar ransacked the living room of a house in a town in the Netherlands, a town of Tiel. Unfortunately, this 20-year-old, he was 20 years old, he could not resist as he walked by the piano, just kind of reaching over, and then he sat down and he started playing the
Oh, my
piano.
goodness.
He did, and it woke up the owner of the house. They came and got this guy. So see, here, next time you're in the Netherlands and you see a piano in the house that you're breaking into, don't sit down and play it. They'll come get you.
Oh, my God. Do you play the piano?
I play the radio.
You play the radio?
Yeah, and the comb.
Okay, there you go. I don't play the piano. Everybody in my house can play but myself.
Really?
Everybody.
I love piano.
Oh, my husband's phenomenal.
Really?
Oh, he's been playing since he was 4.
Oh, really?
Seriously, he's
Wow.
fantastic.
I love
but
piano.
both my kids play a little bit, and
Yeah.
I can't play a lick.
Had an opportunity when I was about 10 or 12 years of age to
Yeah.
learn and passed it up.
Well, I took for about 4 years, but
Did you?
didn't retain, or
Really?
retained very little.
Yeah.
You have to really want it, I believe, and you have to have that,
Yeah.
that born talent.
Yeah. Well, I was a drummer for
I remember you
many,
telling
many
me that.
years, and
So you
that all
have that
started.
musical ability.
Well, I don't know if you want to call it music, but I used to play a mean pot and pan when I was about 7 years old, you know. And
But you played in a band for years.
Oh yeah, for many, many years. Yeah, did a little traveling, played with some big groups, and it was fun. But
Yeah.
that was another lifetime.
Oh, yeah, I understand.
All right, coming up, we have, who do we have here? We've got.
I believe
my
we
goodness.
have Whitney from
We got Whitney from the
Partnership
Partnership for Children.
I believe we
One
do.
more thing I wanted to mention on today's almanac is that today, in 1935, Judy Garland was 13 years of age, and she signed her first contract with MGM,
Oh, wow.
which means when The Wizard of Oz was made, she was, what, 17?
She was very young.
Yeah, very young. Also, today is the birthday for Meatloaf.
Yep.
He is 65. Avril Lavigne
Oh, wow. How old is she?
28.
Okay.
Singer Joni Mitchell is 69 years today. Wilford Brimley,
Who's that?
he's the guy with the heavy-set guy that plays a lot of westerns, got a big mustache.
Okay.
Didn't actually get into acting until he was in his 50s, but he's 78 years today, and he's one of those guys you'd know him if you saw him.
Probably, yeah.
He's 78 years of age. And Sean Cassidy,
Oh, yeah.
heartthrob Sean Cassidy, is 54 years today.
And he used to be what, Partridge Family? No.
Yeah, wasn't the Partridge? Yeah,
I
he was with
believe
the
so.
Partridge Family.
Yep. Well,
Yeah,
sir.
I remember his
sweet.
dad very well. His dad died in a tragic fire, but yeah, Sean Cassidy, 54 years today. I can't
Good
believe
gracious,
that.
I didn't know he was that old.
I know.
Not that that's old, but I just thought, I don't know
Thank
why
you.
I thought that he was a little younger than that. Oh, well. Well, let's hear what Whitney's got to
Okay,
say
we're
from the
gonna go to-
Partnership for Children.
Whitney JANSTA with the with the Partnership for Children up next on WGTV. Today we're talking with Whitney JANSTA of the Partnership for Children. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
Let's talk about the Partnership for Children.
Sure.
Tell me about it. What is the Partnership for Children? We hear a lot about it.
The Partnership for Children is a local nonprofit organization local to Wayne County, and we serve children that are aged birth to 5 and their families.
Okay.
So we work with the youngest citizens in our community.
Okay.
And we do that through a variety of ways. We offer lots of classes and programs for parents. We work with a lot of child care facilities in our community. We work directly with them and with parents that are looking to find quality child care for their children.
Okay.
And we have lots of events throughout the year that focus on safety, that focus on health, education, pretty much anything that can support and strengthen families in our community, we want to be involved in.
All right. And how long has this organization been in operation?
This organization has been in operation in Wayne County since 1998.
Oh.
And every county in North Carolina is served by a Partnership for Children.
I see.
And so we are very fortunate because our partnership here is very strong, and we're really broad in the different things that we do in the groups in the community that we work with.
And I believe you're on William Street, right?
We are. We're located at 800 North William Street at the corner of Royal and William in the old Borden Factory building.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's us.
Now, in order to help the children, from where do they come? Are they referred to you, or do you go out and find them? Or?
It depends on what the programs are. So we have a huge variety of programs, some of them that happen in our building. We offer prenatal classes to expecting families, and those classes are taught by our employees in our building. But a lot of the programming that we do happens out in the community. So we work very closely with the health department. We get lots of referrals from the health department. We work with local doctors and physicians. We get referrals from them. We work. We have a great relationship with the school system. So a lot of those people come with us. We have a great relationship with the cooperative extension, and some of our programs happen in their office.
Right.
So we really are an umbrella for all the services that happen for young children, and it comes through us and goes into different areas in the community.
Is there, I'm sorry.
Sure. A great place to start is at our website, which is pfcw.org.
Right.
And once you get there, you can kind of see a big overview of what we do and where you would go for which services, or of course you can always give us a call.
What are the age groups? Is there a specific age group, or do you help?
There is. Our focus area and our target is children aged birth to 5 and their families. So everything that happens with us is in that target age group. So everything from expectant mothers all the way till that's about when children go to kindergarten. And we like to call that the first 2,000 days. So there's 2,000 days between the time a child is born and they go to kindergarten, and we try to do everything we can to make those as quality as possible.
Well, now this is not. You know, this is not just out there as well. You get a lot of help from a lot of people.
Absolutely.
How's it funded, first of all?
As I said, we are that umbrella, so we get funding from a lot of different places. We are state funded in some areas. You may have heard of Smart Start, which is North Carolina's early childhood initiative, so we get quite a bit of Smart Start funding. We're also grant funded, so we write grants all throughout the year to get funding from different places, and we are a United Wayne community partner, so we are funded by the United Way of Wayne County as well.
All right. Well, how many children are you serving right now? Do you have a count of how many are using the partnership?
You know, I don't have a count of how many are using the partnership directly, but you may have heard of a program. It used to be called More at 4, but it's now called NC Pre-K.
Okay.
And that is a high-quality, no-cost pre-kindergarten program for children that are 4 years old. And that happens in Wayne County. That happens in public schools, private child care, and in Head Start facilities. And we have about 543 students that are participating in that program right now.
All right.
To give you kind of an idea. A lot of our classes and programs have anywhere from 8 to 20 families in them at all times. We have a parenting class that's going on right now, and I think that we have about 30 families involved in that.
Wow.
So really throughout the year we have a wide variety of things, and each of those have a different number of participants.
So, since 1998, and it's grown to this, and
Absolutely.
where do you see it going, and where would you like to see it go over the next decade or 10 years
Absolutely. A big thing with the Partnership for Children is we believe in parent empowerment. So we try to give parents the tools that they need to have the most successful relationship with their kids and get their kids started right to be successful in school, and then to grow up to be self-sufficient adults that add to our community.
Right.
So what we're trying to do right now is we are trying to engage our community in what we're doing and kind of educate them on why early childhood education and early childhood care is important to everyone.
Yeah.
So right now, some of our goals are to educate the business community on what we're doing. As I said earlier, a big thing that we do is help parents find childcare. We know that one of the #1 reasons that parents miss work is because they don't have reliable or quality childcare. So right now we're working on making relationships with our business community to teach them about what we do, how we can help their employees. And almost all of our programs are free or no cost to the participants. So in the short term, I'd like to further those relationships, and then in the long term, I would like to see every child that goes to kindergarten to enter Ready to Learn in Wayne County.
Wow. Now, since 98, that's what? That's 13, 14 or so years, roughly?
Sure.
Over 12 years.
Absolutely.
Have you, do you ever hear from children that have gone through the program and they're now older?
Sure, absolutely. Because we are state funded, a big piece of what we do is we have to be accountable for everything that we do.
Right.
So we monitor all of our programs, and what that means for us is that we can say that the things that we set out to do, we achieve to do them, because we have to follow these kids, we have to follow these programs. So we do have kids who went through the pre-K program a long time ago and are now back, and we see that they have been successful in school, that this has helped them to reach their goals and to know the importance of education. It's helped teach their parents that they can interact with their kids and reach their goals together.
Wow, that's great. Well, Whitney, if anyone has any questions, they, of course, have your website now,
Absolutely.
which is PFCW?
PFCW.org. And you
Okay.
can always find us on Facebook. We update our Facebook every single day with the happenings that are going on. And we also welcome people to give us a call. We'd love to talk to you about how we can help your family and help our community. And our number is 735-3371.
Okay.
And I'm at extension 223 and would love to talk to anybody that wants to learn more or would like some help.
All right, again, that number is 919...
735-3371, and I'm at extension 223.
All right, 735-3371. Our guest today is our friend Whitney JANSTA from Partnership for Children. Whitney, it's always great to see you.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Appreciate you coming by. For WGTV, I'm Wayne Alley. And our guest today is Stephen Cross. How many people do you have working for you?
Well, I have 10 technicians working for me, and let me tell you, you would think local government, you're not going to have that, the wages aren't that great, blah, blah, compared to the private sector. What kind of people are you going to have working for you?
Well, you get what you can, right?
I worked in the federal government,
Yeah.
and I had 78 technicians that worked for me at that time. They were all military, very well trained, but I have nobody anywhere near, out of all of the years that I've been in this business, seen the talent that I have. And I wouldn't just say that, it's the truth. I have some incredible talent working for Wayne County, and we are very, very fortunate to have some of the folks that we have here. I have an office manager that's been here 37 years, something.
What's her name?
Her name's Pam Adams.
Pam Adams.
Now, the benefit of having somebody that has had that type of experience for that many years, she knows everybody. So, and she knows every system. She knows all of the little ins and outs of everything. And she really takes care of our department. She does all of the finances. She does all the purchase orders and the equipment, and coordinates with the vendors to make sure we get the best prices. And she's just incredible. She's amazing. And I am very fortunate to have somebody like that on my staff. And Wayne County is very fortunate to have somebody like her working here. And I know she's getting very close to retirement, but I'm going to hang on to her as long as I can.
She can't do that.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. She can't retire. But, you know, that's one facet. She does so much for me, and she does so much for our department and for the county. She also does a lot of financial work for the finance office. And she used to work in there before she came into IT. So, but then I have, you know, I have Chris Stone. Chris Stone is my operations manager. And if you don't know what that is, it's a very unique position. Most information technology shops will have a specialist that does one specific thing. They specialize in backup and recovery, or they specialize in server maintenance, or they specialize in storage area networks. Chris specializes in everything. He does it all. And the amazing thing is, being a jack of all trades, he is an expert. I've never seen anybody so talented in all the years that I've been doing this. And I go to a lot of conferences, and there's one conference that we go to, it's called NCLGISA, NCLGISA. Stands for North Carolina Local Government Information Systems Association. So it's a long
yes, it
title.
Is.
All 100 counties of North Carolina, plus folks from Virginia and other states come there. And there's a lot of talent in local government, but I have yet to see anybody that even holds a candle to Chris Stone. It's amazing.
You have Chris Cowan.
Chris Cowan, yeah. Chris Cowan is the ultimate complement to Christopher Stone. These guys work together so well. Chris Cowan is an exceptional project manager. He is very good at keeping projects on schedule, making sure that the information technology piece, which is usually forgotten when you do a project, is always up in the forefront. That people, you know, all the people that are involved with the project understand that we have to have all of that stuff in there, all of the fiber and the connections and all of those cables run, and you know, and we have to, he just takes care of all of that. He's very, very good at it. And not only that, he does all the same things Chris Stone does, very similar. They just complement each other very, very well. Chris is my senior engineer, kind of, and Chris basically works very well with Chris Stone, Chris Cowan, Chris Stone. And then you just call him Chris Squared, or the two Chris's.
Chris Squared. What about Giorgio Christa?
Giorgio, he's been here, I think, around 3 years now. Very good addition to the IT department. We took us a couple of hires before we got George, and he's really turned out to be pretty amazing.
Yes.
He has really complemented our department very well. He gets along with everyone. He's a jack of all trades as well. He's very knowledgeable of a lot of different areas. He takes care of, he does a lot of supervision as well. We have some younger staff, Nick Phillips, and he mentors him and carries him along and makes sure that he's doing what he needs to do. And so George has been a huge compliment to the IT department. Can't say enough about him. He's actually done things that were outside of really what we were supposed to be doing when we brought up Channel 10, which was all Chris Stone. George was the one that went and had to do the filming in the background of the commissioners' meetings. He had no experience doing that at all, but he learned how to do it, and he did it, and we muddled our way through it. So we actually he's just a jack of all trades too. He's a very good talent.
Very thorough, very knowledgeable.
Very knowledgeable.
And you mentioned Nick.
Nick is our newest employee, our youngest kid. I say young, he's 37, but he looks like he's 20. Good kid, he's smart. He is, every month I see him getting better and better, so good. And he was another really good hire for us. Very, very fortunate.
Larry?
Larry Paul's been here, I think, almost 6 years. He is a retired Army. So he's just got that that mentality of that military style. He's very, very solid, very reliable, just takes care of business. He, when you look at tracking our work orders and what we do, he is so efficient with that. He consistently has the highest number of work orders in our system, in our database. And it may not necessarily be that he's doing more work than everybody else. It's just he's so much efficient. He's so efficient at inputting his tasks and making sure every task is accounted for. He's very, very good at that.
Tell me about Bill Lemon.
Bill Lemon, a lot of experience. He is one of my senior systems administrators. And he is one of these guys that if you even mention something needs to be done, it will be finished before you blink your eye. It's like, oh, wait a minute, you got to... I didn't mean for you to do that right now. No, he really is amazing. If I ask him to do something, I know it's going to get done. It's going to get done very quickly, and I don't have to worry about it. So he's pretty amazing, and he's very knowledgeable in a lot of different areas. And like George, he's a systems administrator, and so he complements the two Chris's. Same with George. They both are systems administrators that work underneath Chris Cowan and Chris Stone. So we're very fortunate to have the talent we've got. And then we have Amy Little. She works over at the health department in DSS, along with Larry. And Chris Cowan works over there as well. And she does a lot of her database systems for DSS, and generally, she's, we have different levels. We have systems administrators, desktop technicians. She's a desktop technician, and she does a lot of the database administration. So she's kind of a combination of the two. So she takes care of, all the employees over there, and along with Larry and Chris. And every one of us at some level does desktop tech work. If I'm walking by, somebody might grab me, and if it's something quick, I might try to remember how to do it. Or I call one of my guys. Yeah. If it's something easy, I'll fix it.
All right, and then who else do we have here? We have, I think that's almost everyone. Maybe a couple of
we have, I know I'm probably forgetting, Bill Coffey.
Of course.
He takes care of all of the public library and all of the libraries in Wayne County. He's a systems administrator, and he handles all of the public computer systems and all of the computer systems connected to our network for their staff. So he does a lot, and I never have to worry about anything. He's always taking care of business. And if there is an issue, he brings it to our attention, and we have enough experience and knowledge that we can usually just step right in and help them resolve whatever issue it is. So.
All right, so that's about everybody, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm trying to think. I think I got everybody.
I think you got everybody.
For the most part.
Right. And where are you from originally?
I'm from New Hampshire, originally.
Somebody has to be from New Hampshire, so that's you.
Yeah, beautiful state.
Yes, it is.
I was in the military for 21 years. So.
Air Force?
Air Force. Yeah, retired at Seymour Johnson. And when I left Seymour Johnson, actually before I left Seymour Johnson, I got hired on there as a contractor. I did systems administration type work, desktop computer type work. I worked for a company called Pro Systems, who was run by Ross Pro Jr. Got to meet him. Oh. And very interesting. I did that for 3 years, and then I went in and I got hired on as a GS-11 on base as a financial quality assurance manager and training manager. So I used to be a financial analyst when I was in the Air Force.
Oh, really?
So they hired me on, believe it or not, to be an auditor and a training manager for the military. And so I did that for about a year and a half, got a little bored with it, and I found out that the position over at the communications squadron was open for a similar position that I'm doing now, but it was called Chief of the Network Operations Center. which is essentially the same thing.
So how'd you end up in Wayne County?
Well, I usually like to come into an organization and make changes, and that's the military. You know, you come in, you want it to be more efficient, you want things to run better, you want it to be more cost effective. And when I basically, when I was at Seymour Johnson and I worked in the Network Operations Center, there was so much work to be done when I got there. And I'm not going to go into everything that I had to do, but within a 2-year period, I basically changed everything, the way they did business there. And I just got lucky, and I heard there was a position open downtown.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, that's interesting. IT director, that sounds kind of nice. And so I applied for the position, didn't hear nothing. 3 months later, I got a letter saying, oh, you know, we decided not to hire. A year later, somewhere around there, 10 months, 12 months, I heard in passing that that position was open again. So I called Sue Guy, the HR director here, and I said, is that position still open? She said, yes. I said, well, I applied last year. Do you still have my application? She said, yes. I said, well, I'd like to reapply. And a few weeks later, I got a phone call, and I got an interview, and which was very nerve-wracking and exciting, and but I came out and I got an interview, and I got a second interview, which was really good.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, a second interview, that's a good thing. And I just was very fortunate that I got hired. Thanks for having me.
We've been talking with Stephen Cross. He is the director of the IT department, the Information Technology Department here for the Wayne County government. I'm Wayne Alley for WGTV.
We're back on WGTV. It is a Thursday morning, the 27th of September, and the month is just moving right on along here.
It is. Flying by.
Wayne Regional Agricultural Fair underway today. The gates open at 4 o'clock to the public. Admission is $6 for adults, $3 for kids K through 12, and under K, admission free.
And Tuesday, Senior Citizen Day,
Oh boy.
they get in free as well.
That's exactly right. And Senior Citizen Day, I'll tell you what, senior citizens have a ball out there. That pavilion is always packed, standing room only.
Well, there's lots of things for them to see.
There is.
For everybody to see, actually.
Yeah, lots of entertainment, lots of pie, cake. Oh boy.
All kinds of fair food anyway.
All kinds of fair food, yeah, which is great food, the fair food. Fair food is great food.
You know what? And the Paramount Theater has some things coming up.
What's going on?
Well, they have Jason Bishop's show, and he's an illusionist,
Oh,
and he is
yeah.
a national phenomenon. He goes all over the United States performing the Jason Bishop show, and he'll be at the Paramount October the 5th. So if you don't have your tickets, you need to get them.
Get your tickets now. He
That's
is a
right.
national phenomenon. A what? A what?
I think he's an illusionist.
Yeah, that's what I was
He's
trying
an
to
illusionist. Yes,
Illusionist.
he is. And they also have the East Carolina Symphony Orchestra will be coming to Goldsboro to give a concert on October the 21st. That's my mom's birthday. That's right, October 21st. They'll be coming from Greenville to give us a concert at the Paramount Theater. If you like orchestra music, then you need to come see East Carolina University and support them and young people learning their craft.
Oh boy. We are out of time, phenomenally speaking, and we'll be back tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. Join us every morning at 7, Monday through Friday, here for WGTV Today.
That's right. There's other times you can see us also on Channel 10 and on the City and the County's YouTube channels. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you learned something about what's happening in your community.